What's up guys, Killa here, welcome back to another game on the Gwynology account. This time we're up against Camille. Runes should be on screen now, and I'm testing out this really cool idea from a other Gwen OTP. I'll show their op.gg on screen now, but the idea is to run double adaptive with cutdown, and I really like the idea. Basically, it just is constantly effective at the start of the game, and I'll get into that a little bit more, but right here we're going to level the E because when Camille presses W, like she will right now, we dash in, trade 1 and 2, walk back into the bush to get rid of the minion aggro, and we have the HP lead basically. This does slow down our pushing power just a little bit, but since our E comes up before Camille W, we trade back again, and that gives us the free level 2. Unfortunately, getting hit by W there, I didn't respect it. I should have backed up a little bit more. But yeah, the cutdown is very potent in the early game. Typically, Last Stand feels really awesome. But if you think about it, it's not all that useful in quite a few lanes. Like Darius, for example. Like, you're going to be dealing a lot of extra damage, but you can't really utilize the full effectiveness of the rune. Because if you're at 30% health in the Darius matchup, more often than not, you're losing that lane, or you just got 5 stacked and you're about to get Darius ulted for the rest of your HP bar. So it's like you can't really utilize the full extent of Last Stand, but cut down at the moment minions spawn and they touch, you have the rune accessible to you. Like, it's already dealt 51 damage here. And then here it's going to jump to 60. Where right now we'd have like we have about 40% HP, so it'd be like, what, a 9% damage boost, which cut down is 8%. Just gonna do a standard cheater recall there. And then the second adaptive rune I also like, because the alacrity honestly is enough for laning phase. If you just get a little bit better at last hitting, you can get away with not having the attack speed rune. I'm pinging my Rengar there because Camille is still in lane, and Hecarim unfortunately does not respect it, doesn't respect the Rengar root either, and unfortunately dies, but that's the way solo queue works. You can warn your teammates, but the fact of the matter is they're not going to always listen. But here we have an Amp Tome advantage. I'm going to ward here on the off chance Rengar is still around. But here I'm just trying to preserve my HP a little bit. Try to force the Camille out of the lane to burn her TP. But I also want to make sure that I don't take a big chunk off of these minions and her. Because right now her HP doesn't matter, and mine does. She pings level 5 there. I'm still pretty far off level 5 of my own. I'm just trying to last hit what I can. I'm honestly giving her a little bit too much respect. Thankfully, we're going to do a nice little trade there. And then now she finally has to reset. She's going to lose 4 minions here. The 1 melee and the 3 casters. And that's just really nice to do. That's why cheater recalls are so good. They let you reset your health and mana. And if you can just bully them out of the lane with the extra component you have, you can get a couple minion advantage. Even right here, the melee minion dies before she gets back into XP range. So now we have a 5 minion lead, or more about 2, because we do lose a few of our own when we do this cheater reset. Just a small Q there. Wave's a little close to my tower, to my liking. I wish it was just a little bit further up. But Camille's going to find the lethal on us because we did not respect her. And honestly, I was just feeling a little bit cocky. But you know, for those that consistently watch me, you always know I'm going to die first in the laning phase. But that's okay. She burnt Ignite, she burnt TP. So she has very little room to work with right now. She's also very low HP, so this forces a reset, and she doesn't have TP. So even though I died, unfortunately, this is a very salvageable lane. And unfortunately, Rengar's going to show top. That does guarantee Void Grubs, but I would have loved to get a plate advantage at this point. If the jungler is bot side or on the Grubs himself, that's when you can get the plate, or you could just pivot down to the Grubs and work with your jungler. I'm just staying in the bush there to try to see if Rengar is going to walk from top to river to go for this potential scuttle spawning soon. But all of Rengar's camps are already farmed. Hecarim's looking for a gank here. I really don't think we're going to get too much off of this, even with Hecarim's R. I just think if I can't bait out the Camille E, there's not really a point. We ended up getting it, but the buffer system is just going to push her all the way to her tower. And then remember, she doesn't have Ignite right now. It's timed with ours. So we can just take advantage of this. She's never going to deal enough damage in this state of the game. Just a very simple 4-stack Q there. And now that she used E, we can start dealing a little bit of damage. I get absolutely, like, mind-controlled there. I don't know what Camille did to me, but it worked. I walked back and forth into her tipper range. I didn't get any damage in return. There, I'm going to break the spell, get out of the range. She's going to run into my 4-stack Q. I'm going to land some needles. And then this is something that's really good to use against Camille. When Camille ults, you can just Q on top of yourself. It will always hit her. And in situations where the Camille's low HP under her own tower, she's always going to use her R to dodge whatever spell you're going to use, right? So if you just walk on top of her or towards her, she's going to panic R, and you can just use your spell a millisecond later. And then just get a free solo kill. Here, I'm not really sure where Rengar is, so I'm going to recall in the middle bush. Looking back, like, I don't think it really matters, because if Rengar's level 6, I'm gone no matter what bush I recall in, right? Camille has Sheen to my Blasting Wand, Nashers, and Fiendish. I believe she had a longsword too. But our build is so much stronger than Camille's right now.
I remember when she sewed my dress with these scissors.
Here, I'm just watching bot on my way back. This is crazy, by the way. They end up winning that 2v2. Then Irelia comes down to finish off that inhib. I think Cog might have had it without her, but who knows. Just a small little trade there. Our components are so much better than Camille's at this point in the game that we're just kind of waiting for this wave to come to our side. We're going to set up a freeze and then get 4-stack Qs and just bully her right now. She takes a tower shot there. Right now I'm just looking for the hard engage, and Rengar's just in the bush. Our jungler did ping it, but my thought process was, if he's still here, we're just winning the game passively, right? Because Rengar's investing so much time into this play, and we thankfully ended up doing a 1-for-1, so yeah, our Hecarim is thinking that we're upset at all, or we're upset at him, but no, like, I understand Rengar could be there, but if he is, after all of that time of me respecting him, then that's really, really beneficial. But yeah, right now in this game, Akshan and Rengar are looking like the threats. Akshan dying there in the mid lane. My Hecarim's going to ping Void Grubs. I want to be sure to help him on this because I'm worried about Rengar. He didn't use ult topside, so that means it will be up for this Void Grubs. So I just want to burst these down with him as soon as I can because I don't have my ult accessible right now. But I know that if they do jump on us, we can just burst down one of them. We're going to look for the Rengar there and then find the Camille. Just block the shots. Camille living on actually a pixel until Hecarim runs her down. And at that point, top lane is over. Jungle is even, if not ahead. We have 6 Void Grubs. They have, I believe, 1 Dragon. And now I just get to take as many places as I want. If I remember correctly, Camille does TP back, but we still get 2. And just look at the item advantage. Beige Longsword Sheen to Nashor's. There's no greater feeling than having a Nashor's and then holding tab and just seeing your opponent have components. And here we almost get the solo kill, actually. We could have potentially gone for a dive there, but I'd rather just do the safe play. I don't really want to trade 1-for-1 when I'm this far ahead. And then we have TP as well. I control ward because we, like I said, we do have a massive lead. I don't want to concede this lane from one disrespectful overextension by me. I expect Camille has to reset from the chunk we did on her, so I just TP back, take the entire tower. And now I just get to go play however I want. We see Rengar bot, that means, oh, we can take Krugs. We still take him a little slow, but we only have 1 component right now. Once we get our Shadow Flame, the damage will pop off. That's also another reason that Cutdown is really, really good. The Cutdown accelerates your damage at the start of the fight so that you get to the Shadow Flame crits more consistently and sooner. I see some action in the mid lane, go Krugs into enemy Raptors into a free auction kill with our Ignite. And then here, they send 5 mid. They end up getting me and Hecarim, which is unfortunate, but look at our bot lane. They are getting 5 plates of their own, so this is totally fine for us. Also, me and Heck were kind of egoing. We had a lot of money in our pockets. Also, I know the, just obviously YouTube videos, a lot of people will stop watching around halfway through. I'm gonna leave a timestamp. Please just go to the timestamp if you feel like you're about to click off. This build and setup feels super OP, and the timestamp I put is, like, the perfect example of, like, why this feels and is so good. We're just able to accelerate our damage to the Shadow Flame proc, and it's so beautiful.
No one said life was easy. That is, to be sure.
I see the enemy team starting to group for the dragon. Pan my camera over and I think to myself, I'd rather accelerate my own economy until the Shadow Flame. Once I have the Shadow Flame and I get this tier 2 tower, I'm more willing to play TDM with my team. But until I get one of the tier 2 towers, I don't really enjoy roaming. I'd rather stay top, try to solo my lane opponent, and just get this 700 gold in my inventory. Like, I don't know why Riot has yet to nerf tier 2 side turrets. I feel like they're the most broken objective in the game, and Riot just doesn't acknowledge them. Like, dragons, those are cool. Grubs, those are fine. But tier 2 side towers are like liquid gold. Like, it's just sweet nectar. Just getting both of them in the game. It feels like an auto win when that happens. We end up getting caught out here, unfortunately. This point, I feel like we're about to lose the game, because as much damage as we deal, I don't think I've ever seen a solo queue team more coordinated as like a 5-man. Like, when they group together, it is to assassinate 1 to 2 targets, and they do it perfectly. They lost no one for it, And the same thing happened earlier with me and Hecarim. We did kill the Auction that time, but they got, I believe, 2 shutdowns in that situation. Because at the time I did have a bounty.
Certainly brings out the fight in everyone.
But like, this enemy team played very, very well in fights, but as the game progresses, we end up extending our lead as more solo players, I believe. I've sat on this game for a few days because I was prepping Elden Ring characters, and I was going to do a big run from like start to finish, or like start to DLC and then start the DLC. But it started 6 hours earlier than I thought, so I had to scramble together like all the notes I did, because I planned for this for months, and then I just got scammed by the wrong release time. I thought it was different, but I looked at the wrong time zone. Right here, I'm just hovering mid. I want to make sure that my Kog'Maw and Lulu are chilling so that me and Hecarim can go do this Rift Herald. I see Rengar and Anivia, so that tells me, oh, I gotta move over. And then they're gonna overextend for the Kog'Maw here. Auto the ward just to get my Q stacks to stay on top of me, unfortunately getting stunned to lose the Q stacks. I'll sit the kill there. The reason I walk back to the wave is because I want to make sure that Camille can't do what she did there. Just jump on one of my teammates and assassinate them. And there was a very botched fight. I could have landed my needles much better and gotten the Rengar, but skill issue. At this point, I really, really want to reset. I have Shadow Flame, and from that moment on, I will just be a monster. But Auction overextending for support, you love to see it. That puts me massively ahead now. Reset for where the Shadow Flame. Holding tab this game, the Zhonya's is very, very crucial. And you guys will see why once I have the Seeker's Arm Guard, I believe. I can't remember if the play happens with Zhonya's or Seekers. But Camille, 1.5 items. I'm 2, working on 3. Nivea is going to find herself caught out in the mid lane to my 3 teammates. I'm a little worried that Camille could roam down, so I just want to push this as fast as possible and apply pressure while I can. End up seeing Camille. She was looking to walk down, but she went the longest way possible, it looked like. Right here, I'm just waiting. I'm not sure where Rengar is, so I don't really want to interact with her head-on. I'd rather just play the minion waves.
Your team has destroyed a turret.
Twitch and via mid, I saw Auction bot, so I'm literally just trying to find the Rengar. I find him on the mid tower. He's walking downward. That tells us that, hey, we can start the Rift Herald. And at this point, if they do walk into us, I am forced at Q. I'm ready for whatever fight we're wanting to take. Stand on the eye. I'm playing for side lane towers this game. Then we all just stand together to deny the Rengar. Dragon spawning right now, so what I'm going to do is walk with my team, make sure they're all good. When I think that they're all safe, I'm going to push this wave as fast as I can. Hit my camera down, see how the fight's going. We end up posturing actually pretty poorly into the Camille. We know she's in that bush, and I kind of disrespected her with my movement there. Gwen no TP, can't land wall bonks, or wall hops, only wall bonks. Team acquires the dragon, gonna rotate to the top side of the map. Yeah, just look at the enemy team. They have Twitch, Auction, Rengar, and Camille. 5 AD champions. They do a little bit of everything, though. The Camille does true damage. Auction has a little bit of magic on hit. And then Twitch also has a true damage dot, but Zhonya's 50 armor, very solid. We're going to end up picking the kill up with the Ignite with the Shadow Flame proc, and the only reason we were able to get her that low that fast was because of the cut down. Rengar gonna try to jump on us. If you have Zhonya's, always remember you can just reactionary do it. Rengar's gonna try to do some flash plays, but not gonna work out for him. Rengar top, really annoying. Rengar jungle, not that big of a threat for Gwen. The whole reason Rengar is annoying for Gwen is because the laning phase is obnoxious, but if he's just the jungler, you can get a Seeker's Arm Guard and some steel caps, and you should be well prepared for him, so long as he's not like 8-0, right? Camille's gonna look for me here. Gonna miss my ult 2, miss my ult 3, and then unfortunately die. If we landed one of the ults, the ult 2 or the ult 3, we definitely survived there, but skill issue again. I wish there was a way to land needles better, but I don't know. I've played this character for 2 years, and landing needles feels like a having a master's degree requirement for like a 2-year job, or a job that's like beginner entry. But right now, I'm looking at the map. I think to myself, okay, if I TP bot and then commit to a mid fight, I just take the tier 2 tower. Worst case scenario, I push this wave, the enemy bot rotates, or sorry, enemy team rotates over to bot, and I back off. And that's what ends up happening. Rengar starts pivoting down. Anivia starts to, and then Camille covers. I'm willing to just let them all waste their time on me, so I back up for a good 15-20 seconds, and then I see that a mid fight could potentially start. I have my ult up, figure why not move over. And then at this point, this fight's basically won. Burst down the Akshan. Rengar's gonna try to find me, but like I said, steel caps, 50 armor from Zhonya's. I'm not gonna die to him. I see Rengar moving over towards the red side jungle. That tells me, okay, he wants to go heal off raptors. So since he wants to go heal off raptors, that also tells me he doesn't really want to look for a fight at the moment. So I'd rather just pivot to the top side and let my team do whatever they want mid while I get the objective. Whole enemy team's gonna walk over to me. At this point, you just kind of accept your fate, you know? Whenever deaths like these occur, just remember, you respawn, the enemy towers do not. So long as you don't have like a 1,000 gold bounty, opening the enemy team base is usually worth it. Like, the only times I don't feel like they're worth it are when you have a 1,000 gold bounty or a Drake or Baron is about to spawn, and you are the deciding factor on whether the enemy team can acquire that or not. Hecarim's going to do the same thing. He sees our entire team is fighting mid, and he would rather take the tier 2. So it's very, very good for me and Hecarim here. We were able to get 2 towers. I'm rich, he's rich, we're chilling. This is really well played by Hecarim, by the way. Watch this. It was just unfortunate they sent literally everyone. You just look at this. He plays it so well. He plays it so well, and then Akshan comes down and ruins his highlight clip.
Isolde, wherever you are, I know you'll be alright.
Akshan Twitch, for some reason, sharing the gold bot. That's really, really bad for both of them. The second they get the kill, one of them should just back off. Rengar's gonna try to ult me. There's just nothing he can really do. The redemption actually guarantees the kill there for us, because Rengar wants to heal off of it. So that means he feels inclined to walk back into it, which is where we just throw our needles. Camille tries to dive onto us. Irelia helps us out a little bit, but I feel like we just had that kill outright.
Seeing my best girl reminds me of a smile.
With 2 dead, I feel confident in my ability to just counter jungle for a second. I want to move up, take the wave and the Krugs, but unfortunately Akshan sees us, so I feel a little worried about having the 2 respawns on my head if we were to die to him. Do this every time you start Baron. Walk to that little entryway, EW, and you will be able to tank that for your entire team for 4 seconds, so no one will take the damage reduction, and you can just burst it down like this. Only do that though if you're just bursting it as a team and the enemy team can't respond, because in a Baron dance, like where 2 teams are walking back and forth, trading hits, you really want your W for situations like those. I'm gonna pick up the wave there, have just enough for the decap. And 4 item Gwen, 26 minutes. Time to play TDM, even more than we already were. Like, 50 kills in 26 minutes. That is insane. Also, 1288 cut down damage. It just feels really consistent. Like, it doesn't feel bad later, either. It falls off, for sure. Like, at this point, Last Stand, I feel like, would be more suitable for these fights. But we got to this place due to the cut down. Like, we acquired that solo kill on the Camille that tried running away because we were able to put her down into the lethal range sooner so Shadow Flame could proc more.
If only she were here to see this. See me.
Here I see my team's pushing bot. I'm focusing the wave here, even though the top inhib is open, because I want to try to end the game on this wave. Pegram ends up getting caught out by Camille Rengar, and this is the Gwen damage. This is why we play Gwen, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, and then here we're just going to walk back to our wave, try to push it in. I was feeling good about this game. I think I just had like a 5-0 win streak on stream or something. But yeah, I was just feeling really good the night I was playing this. My damage is just insane at this point. The game is just over. We're just trying to find the final push to end it.
Your team has destroyed an inhibitor.
Alright, just 1 Nexus tower in between us and the game. Camille's gonna go on our Cog. Cog's unfortunately gonna get destroyed. And here I'm gonna walk back with the Lulu. I know Rengar's gonna look for me or her. So I preemptively look on the Akshan. Burst down the Anivia so she goes into egg. One-shot this Rengar. The Camille dies while trying to just walk away. And that's a Penta, baby. Hope you guys all enjoyed. I was just very excited to show this game to you guys, because I feel like this setup is very consistent, and it feels very strong throughout the game. Just look at that damage. But anyways, guys, like, sub, comment something about a bell. I'm gonna leave you with the endgame stats, and you have a good day.
Just like the good old times. Sweet, simple, and out of control.